Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Forza Horizon 3 speed build, this time for another DLC car, the track-focused BMW M4 GTS. A pretty popular car, but what can it do in terms of performance? Well, we'll find out in just a second. As far as the upgrades go, I would recommend having the 6.2 litre V8 engine conversion. As far as the drivetrain, if you've used my tunes before, you know that I would always recommend all-wheel drive. And as far as the aspiration, we have of course gone for the twin turbo. Now for the rest, stuff like the visuals of course is down to you. You could remove the rear wing if you want to, you could change up the rims. I, as you can kind of see, have fitted the extra front portion of the roll cage. You don't necessarily have to do that. I must be honest, I did that mainly for the look with this car because it looks cool with the orange roll cage. So you don't necessarily have to do stuff like that. Now this tune incidentally is not on my storefront, so if you want to copy it you will need to use this tutorial. Now the top end speed in particular on this car isn't amazing, just over 250 as you can see, but the acceleration is very good. 1.9 to 60, technically 4 seconds to 100, that is very, very strong. The top end speed is enough, more than enough for a track car, given that I don't think many people would use this as a drag car anyway. Now for the gearbox, as you can see, we've got a 2.89 final drive, then individual gears of 2.9, 1.99, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95 and 0.77. As far as alignment, as I often do, I've got neutral camber, neutral toe. As I always say though, if you want to give it some camber for instance, feel free to go ahead and do so. I've gone for 4 degrees of caster, anti-roll we've got on 35 and 25, springs on 138, 164, and I've opted for the highest ride height. Now you don't need to do that. I know a lot of people will want to lower the car, but personally I just like the way it looks with essentially that kind of, not raised, but closer to stock sort of ride height. As far as the dampers, we've got those on 12, 13 and 6. Aero you want to set as low as possible for the best top speed, and as far as the diff, I've got 100% on that acceleration, 0 for deceleration, and a 70% rear bias. If though you want it to be a little bit more tail happy with drifting, or just in general, you could of course put it up to 75 or even 80. But that's it for the tune overall, so all that remains of course is to actually take it out on the street to see what it can do. Now, as I mentioned, of course, this car is not predominantly designed for that kind of top-end performance, but with a long enough road, you can get it up around 250, preferably when traffic isn't getting in your way, but it can definitely do that. It can get up around 245, 247, 248 pretty easily. To get those last few miles per hour, it takes it a little bit longer. There's a few cars which perform a little bit like that. Overall though, it is of course predominantly a cornering machine more than anything else. It's a very good drift car, and it's a great performance car in general. So if you do decide to use this tune for your M4 GTS, I hope of course you have a lot of fun with it, and there are literally hundreds more speed tunes like this here on the channel. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.